Okay, so now we're gonna start doing some of the audio stuff. And to do that, right click on your content and add existing items, just like you're going to add any texture or image. We are going to find some sounds that you want to use, and they must be either, the sound effects have to be a dot wave format, and any background music needs to be an MP3. So I'm just going to bring in all three of my sounds. Wait for them to load. Okay. Actually, and I'm going to organize it a little bit. I'm going to add a new folder called sounds, and then put my background music in it, my explode music or sound effect, and my shooting sound effect. And we need some more using statements. We're going to say using Microsoft.xna.framework.audio and using Microsoft.xna.framework.media. And then let's scroll below our background initialize code. And hold on a sec. One second. There we go. And inside those libraries that we just referenced in the using statements, I'm going to actually region sound. I'm going to add a sound effect and then have my shoot sound and my explode sound. And then those are my sound effects, but for the background music, I'm going to have a song called background music. Cool. Alright, and then we have to, I'm doing a tutorial for their class. People are bugging me again. Now we have to load the stuff just like we've loaded everything else. And we load the shoot sound equals content manager dot load and pass in a sound effect, and then give it the name, and I have my, actually I'm going to put at open parentheses sounds / shoot. Close parentheses and close that off, and then same thing with the explode sound equals content manager dot load sound effect at sounds / explode. And then to add the song, it's pretty much the same thing. It's background music equals content manager dot load song instead of sound effect, and it's in our sounds / background music. Background music. Okay. And then actually we're going to make a method called handle sound a little bit, but we're going to, when the game loads, we are going to take a look. We're going to call this guy handle sound. And you'll get an error on that right now, but that's okay because we're going to fill that method in. And I want that. That sound. Hold on, give me a timeout. Okay, I'm back. Sorry about that. And so we just made our thing, but let's go ahead and make this method and fill it in now. I should close all my stuff up. doesn't really matter where you put it. I'm going to put it after the background. So region sound. I organized a lot of my code with some regions. And we have our void handle DOE sound. And there's some special stuff with the background code, or with the background music code, because on the phone there is one thing called the media player, and everyone has to play nice with this media player because every application uses the same thing. So if the user is listening to music and then decides he wants to play the game, our game cannot interfere with them listening to their music. So to avoid that, we've got to do this guy. So we have our handle sound if media player that we just talked about dot game has control and media player dot state does not equal media state dot playing. So if our game has control and there is already, the music isn't already playing, then we have a try. Inside the try we have media player, DIA player dot play, and then play our background music. And then we have a catch, open parentheses, invalid operation exception, open and close brackets. And then we have another try catch, try, open it, media player dot is repeating equals true. And then catch it with an unauthorized access exception. What we're doing with this try catch is you cannot play music while your phone is plugged into to testing it on an actual device. You cannot play music while the phone is plugged into the computer. So if we try to play the music, which we try to, but if we are plugged in, it's going to throw these exceptions, and we'll catch them and then pretty much ignore them. So then that is our handle sound, and we're already calling it in the load method, so we call it right at the very beginning of the game. So we're good with that. And then, but we have some sound effects that we've loaded that we haven't called yet. So we have, one is the shoot sound. So when we shoot sound, we want that to be called when we are shooting a bullet. So we have a class or a method called makeBullet. So find your makeBullet. So whenever here it makes a bullet, we can also play the shoot sound. So shoot sound dot play, open and close parentheses, and that will shoot a sound effect. And then the same thing with the explode. We have an explode sound effect, and so we can put that in the check bullet collision. So if that bullet is colliding with an enemy, we can just call our explode sound dot play. And that would be it for the sound effect. So if we run it, you guys should be able to hear the sound effects. I'm run my microphone's on my. I don't know if you guys can hear it, but let's give it a try. And you guys can use whatever sound effects you want to use.